Hey guys, welcome back to this session review I'm doing of a 25 Zoom player. This is birdayy and this is going to be part 2. So we've got 3 tables running at the moment. From what I've seen, Hero seems to be very aggressive, taking every spot that comes as far as whether he should 4-bet or start barreling. So we'll see if that trend continues. Definitely makes yourself hard to play against when you take the aggressive route in every scenario. But you just want to make sure you keep your frequencies in check. So here with ace-8, I think it's fine to 4-bet some percentage of the time. I know a lot of people have a lot of different strategies here. I know some guys 4-bet the baby aces, like ace-deuce off, ace-5 off, stuff like that, and others do prefer 4-betting ace-8 off and ace-9 off. I think you just have to do some off-the-table work, look at Equilab, look at your ranges, and see how much you need to be 4-betting to remain balanced. Like, if you want to 4-bet like 10s plus here for value, you probably need to only 4-bet like ace-deuce off and ace-3 off, maybe ace-4 off. Just do the math and make sure you're not getting too out of line, unless people do overfold here. So I haven't seen this footage before, so I'm just going as it comes. Yeah, so jack-8, have to fold, ace-8. Unfortunately, it didn't get through. Standard opens everywhere. So 3-way, I think we just have to give up on this flop. Standard. Okay, so with ace-10, I expect 3-bet ranges to be fairly tight from these positions, to be fairly polar, so I don't think we need to be 4-betting very often. We maybe only need like one combo of 4-bet bluffs, like maybe ace-jack off. I think if we start 4-betting like ace-10 off, we're just going to be way too wide. Because realistically, I don't really want to 4-bet much at all here, especially this deep, like 250 big blinds deep. I probably wouldn't even have a 4-bet range. I'd probably just call kings and aces because I want to protect my flatting range. So I think this is pretty unnecessary. And $5 is just way too small if we do decide to 4-bet. We're so deep, he's just going to have no folding range if we make it $5. I think if we do decide to 4-bet, we should make it like $8 plus, just to make sure he folds with all his junk. But yeah, this just achieves nothing. It just basically bloats the pot with a really bad ace. Like, we're just never going to fold here. So it looks like 9s we check turn. I think it's fine to either bet or check. I think versus a pot size bet, folding is good. So I think c-betting with ace-10 is fine. I think if we do 4-bet this hand, this is definitely a flop we want to start applying pressure on. That's one of those turns where you kind of feel compelled to barrel, but I'm not loving it. I think betting turn to make him fold all these random like 10s, 9s, stuff like that is fine, but I don't think I'd follow through on the river, because I expect his range to be pretty strong by that point, given he called a 4-bet pre, called flop, called turn. So we're going fairly chunky, which I think is fine if we do go one and done. As far as like if we bet the turn, we're not going to be betting the river, because it does look pretty scary for his point of view. Like, he probably doesn't want to stack off 250 big blinds with like king jack suited or something. So yeah, I don't think you need to start going so crazy at 25. I think you could definitely earn a fair bit by going a bit more low variant style. But if you've had success for it, then it's fine. If I miss any spots, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and come back to the hands, because it is hard trying to follow someone playing Zoom. Because when you are playing yourself, you're following where the mouse is and what hands you're in. But when you are watching, it can sometimes be a bit disorientating. So I apologize if I miss any spots. So aces, I think just 3-betting always is fine at 25. Your sizing is fairly big, but fine. Go a little bit smaller. So Jack 10, I would probably just fold versus that sizing. Yeah, I think just folding is fine. We're gonna have enough strong hands from that position to call with. If we're a bit deeper, it's obviously a fist pump flat call, because it plays so well multi-way deep. So I think with aces, we can just go like $2.50. Apparently we're making some crack cocaine references, which is always good in my book. Yeah, so like if you go like $2.50, 5-ish shove, I think that's like fairly standard sizing for these stakes. Maybe the crack cocaine explains why he's so aggressive. So you get min raised here, which is hilarious, because it doesn't really make sense for his range, so I would just always flat here. I don't think there's any point in 3-betting. Just keep his bluffs in. Again, I would probably just bet like $2 here, $3. I think shoving... I think we need to give him more rope than shoving. Maybe he'll just spaz check shove like a flush draw or something if we bet like $2. I think... yeah, I would just bet small. Sizing with aces on table 3 is fine. Yeah, I would just... okay, looks like we get called by jacks. I think Villain played it awfully. Just isolates himself against strong hands. It's just like really, really bad. You don't want to have a check raise range there at all. So aces, I like checking. I think we're very often going to get a bet out of either of them, and it's nice to be, it's nice to be able to have some hands to protect your range with here, even though they do look like, one of them looks like a weaker player. So I would just call. I think raising's pretty bad if you do decide to check. We want to kind of keep Yogi treating. That's good. And I would just check again. And depending on his sizing, I think with $10 behind, I'd just like go all in. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be bluffing very often on the river when the SPR will be so low. So, yeah, I would just tank a little bit and then wager all of my chips. Okay, well, we called. I don't really expect him to bluff river, but maybe you can prove me wrong. Okay, so we just called the fuck out of him. That's fine. Excuse my French. I usually fold queen jack. Yeah, that's good. Sorry, the action's pretty fast. Yeah, I think I mentioned it last video, but I do have a few students at 25, so I have some idea of how the games run, even though I myself haven't played in them for a while. I still feel like it'd be pretty helpful. Jack 5, I think, is just fine to call here. This is the guy that has the 73% fold to 3. I would still just call, because we are so deep. He's probably going to be calling a lot more often than that stat suggests. And it's just going to be so hard to play this hand out of position in a bloated... We're just bloating pots out of position with really, like, bad hands, so... I think it's unnecessary. At least in theory, he should be defending a lot more. I don't know if he does. So king 7. Looks like this guy has a very low fold to c-bet. And he does look kind of passive pre, so I don't expect to get check raised a ton. So I would just start betting for value here. I think there's some regulars who consider checking back because they are going to play like a lot of pressure here. And as played, I would just check back turn. I don't think betting achieves much. Maybe we get some value from flush draws, but I don't think we get called by worse very often. And now it's played, we just obviously check back. Okay. Yeah, I don't really like betting turn now. I'd rather pick off a river bluff. So Queen Jack, it looks like this guy is 3-betting. It's a small sample. I usually defend here. But that's, yeah. Okay, that's fine. So, looks like we're going for a check raise. I think that's fine. It's definitely a board we want to apply a lot of pressure on. It's our range pretty hard, blind versus blind, when we're defending. And we do have the open ender, so I would probably just go a sizing that allows us to shove turn. So what would that be? I guess I'd make it pretty large. So we're thinking about it. Yeah, this is going to set up a pretty awkward sizing on the turn, because it'll be like 14 and it'll be like 20 behind. I'd rather just go like $7 or $8 and then just rip turn, to be honest. And if we get 3-bet, it's going to be like really awkward. Ace-4, I would just fold table 2. Okay. Sorry, I just missed what happened with queens. Okay, so it looks like we 3-bet pre, which is fine. He looks like he's very loose. Very low fold to 3-bet. And this is definitely one of those boards you have to be careful on table 1. But at 25-0, I'll probably just close my eyes and c-bet. I don't expect to get check raised a ton by a guy with a 35% fold to c-bet. As played, I would just call turn. And I probably fold river. Yeah, I'd probably just fold river. Yeah, I think that's a good fold. I don't think people will be bluffing a lot there. They won't. I think at some of the higher stakes, they'll be turning like 8x, maybe 7-9 into a bluff. But I don't expect them to be doing that at these stakes, so I think it's a good fold in this player pool. So readless, it doesn't look like we have a sample on Jenny, so I would just start betting. Yeah, I think that's fine. I would just bet like half pot, 60% potish on the turn. Again, if we had, yeah, so it looks like a weaker player. She's playing a tournament as well, so we can just start tripling this for value and be pretty happy about it, in my opinion. As a general rule, if they're playing a tournament on the side of playing Zoom, they're usually a weaker player. Unless it's like a Sunday and they're playing the Sunday 6 max or something. Just something to look for. So ace-8, I would just defend versus 3x. I really don't like 3-betting this hand. I think we're just being way too aggressive out of the big blind versus button raises. It doesn't look like he folds a crazy percentage out of the versus 3-bet, sorry. So this is just a hand that plays pretty well against the button opening range, but it's just really unnecessary to start 3-betting it. I'd be interested to see what Hero's stats are, because I think we're getting really out of line in a lot of spots. Possibly because of the crack cocaine. He just plays so badly in a 3-bet pot, ace-8 off. So 9-7, I'd probably just call. I think you could squeeze some weaker stuff. Like 6-4 suited, 6-5 suited. I don't mind leading this flop because it is so hard to check call. But again, it would be nice to have some reads versus these guys. As played. Yeah, I don't really like this. I'd probably just check fold. We're drawing to the bad end of the gutter. I know we have a backdoor flush draw, but I don't really want to start check raising this board with sets and stuff, so I'd just give up. I wouldn't have a check raise range here. As played, yeah, just fold. I think 3-way is going to have a pretty strong range to c-bet into. So, yeah, I think it's pretty unnecessary. Like some other spots that we've seen. Jack 10. I think it's fine to just call this deep. It looks like button is a weaker player. I don't expect to get squeezed a lot. If we do, we can defend because MP is deep as well. And he does play fairly well deep, but yeah, so that was very aggressive. I think 9-7 can be an open. I'll see what the table will look like. No, I lost it. Oh. So queens. Wow, did we just fold? Okay, so this guy's 3-bet, I think is 2.5%. I still wouldn't fold. I would need a really good sample to start folding queens here. I would just cold call. I don't think 4-betting is very good given he looks so tight. But I think folding is just really... Yeah, I think folding is a bit extreme. Yeah, I've got a fair bit of footage here, so we'll see how much we get through. King Jack standard open. Yeah, as far as things to improve on, I'll probably just look at big blind versus button play. I think we're just 3-betting way too much with hands that don't play well in 3-bet pots. Yeah, I think stabbing with King Jack is fine. Pretty dry board. Ace King, I think checking back is fine. I think betting is fine. It's a board that we can apply a fair bit of pressure on. So I think betting is fine. We have a lot of equity for fold. I'd just fold 5-3 suited, unless it went like 4-way to the flop. It looks pretty tight as well. Yeah, I'd probably just fold. I don't think you're going to make a ton of money here. Just a really bad hand. So 6s, yeah, I'd just call. Not much to say, really. Fairly good flop. I would just rip. Yeah, seems good. Really not much to do with that little SPR in the turn. I don't expect Jenny to be folding over pairs very often, so okay, it's a pretty good result. Nice hand. I don't have a flatting range in the small blind versus cutoff opens, so I would probably just fold this hand because he has an 18% fold to 3-bet. I wouldn't fold 3-betting though if you know he's a weaker player, which his stats lead him to be. We have to be pretty comfortable post-flop to start 3-betting all King 10 suited combos when you know you're getting called. 10-9 I would just probably fold. Yeah. Again, I don't think you're going to make a ton of money on this flat. And yeah, we just have to fold when bet into. Range should be pretty strong there. 10-8 suited, I would usually 3-bet, which we do. Seems to be the theme of the video. Interesting flop. I don't mind checking back some percentage because a lot of our range doesn't really want to go for 3 streets here. But I wouldn't fault you for betting because it seems we have a pretty aggressive image by lots of things, so we're probably not going to get a ton of respect. It's a pretty good turn. I expect a lot of ace-x to be check calling flop. He folds, that's fine. I would probably just fold 6s. Yeah, it's good. Ace-4. Interesting. I actually like check calling here. I think it's good to exercise a bit of pot control, and it's nice to have some flush draws in your range. I think check calling some ace-high flush draws and 8x of spades is good for a bit of pot control here. So with kings, let's see sizing wise. I think going like 3 to 350 is fine. I don't like check raising on table 2. I think if we play it this way, we should be check calling. So we go about 350, which is good. Yeah, I don't really like check raising. I guess if you have some sizing tells, you can do this, but it's just a board we're not going to get a lot of folds on. So we begin the turn and we start betting. With kings, I'd want to make it 2 streets. It's a very dynamic board, so I'd probably just go like $7-ish, $750, and then shove turn. Okay, so that's interesting. There's really not a ton we can get called of with ace-4. So I would check, and I don't know how often they turn stuff into bluffs at 25 NL, but I definitely think this is a spot where it's so hard to get called by worse. And we're going to have some hands, like straights and stuff, that decides to check raise flop and bet turn, that we want to protect that. So I like check raising rather than betting, because it is just so hard to get called. We're basically just praying for the king of spades to call. Like, that's the only, maybe king of spades jack. Something like that. Or kings. Did he flat pre? Wow. Okay, I definitely note that he flatted pre. And as played, I also expect him to bet that when we check it to him. So we're not even going to lose value. All we're going to get is bluffs. And then his king of spades, which you're going to bet anyway. So I much prefer check calling river. I expect most 25 regs to be betting like you did. But I think it's a bit more sophisticated to start checking your river. Just when you think about your ranges, it doesn't really, your range does not want to bet there. Yeah, I mean, you got pretty lucky. Okay, I'm glad you noted it. That's good. I just missed what was happening with 8-9 suited. I'll go back a little bit. Okay, so we've got 3-bet, and we defend, which is good. Looks like a regular with pretty normal stats. He bets half pot. I assume we just call. Please just call. Please. Okay, good. Raising there is like really bad. Okay, I'll just finish this hand and I'll wrap this up. I would call again on the turn, and I would fold river. I don't expect him to be... Actually, it's going to be interesting on that river. You know, I really don't expect him to start shoving 10s through queens that often. So I actually wouldn't fault a bluff catch here. He has quite a few backdoor flush combos which will shove river. It really depends if he goes as thin as shoving 10s and jacks. But I actually wouldn't fold a call here. We'll see what Hero did. He just looks a bit full of shit. We also don't block any of the clubs that would be going bet shove, so having 1-1 soft flop would be pretty good here, along with turn and river stats, but they won't really converge over 3k hands. Okay, so we folded. So I think that's fine. So overall, I would just probably tone it down a little bit in general and look at your big blind versus button spots a bit better. We really don't have to take every spot. And I think you're going to be experiencing a lot of swings with your current style. So just maybe stuff to think about. Anyway, this is birdayy for Cardrunners. Thanks for watching.